How's it going, folks? So I'm going to be responding to ChickMcn again. Hey, Chick. So, with the previous video, it did seem that you had given me the impression that you were not happy that we broke away from the UK government. But if you're not a fan of the UK government, hey, I agree. However, this harkens back to my larger point. The UK government is a crappy government. But it's also a sign and symptom that we have two different cultures. Um, now, again, I graduated high school in the UK. I can tell you there's an observable difference between the whites in the UK and the whites in America, generally speaking. True, you do have a lot of Brits who would love to have their right to keep and bear arms a little bit more respected. However, what is also the case is you have a number of Brits that couldn't fathom the idea, would have a heart attack at the suggestion that it'd be legal in their country to walk into a gun store, fill out a 4473, get a quick NICS check, and walk out with a rifle like this the same day. Well, hell, in my case, um, since I have a license to carry, I wouldn't even need a NICS check. I just have to fill out the 4473, and I could be out the door with this and as much ammo and magazines as I want same day. You're not getting that in the UK culture. Uh, well, in the UK in general, and part of that has to do with their culture. Um, most Brits would dread the idea that in most states we're allowed to carry these even without a license, and that harkens to the difference in culture, dude, between white Americans, generally speaking, and white Brits. I mean, shoot, you're not even allowed to have a knife. This is owned a knife like this one in the UK. They consider it a zombie knife, and it is banned for possession in general. I've also been to Africa, so yes, I can see there is a massive difference between the blacks in Africa and the blacks in the US. There is a massive cultural difference. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. You bring up the whole Antifa riots and the Black Lives Matter riots. Well, I don't think those people are good people either. However, it's not just black people that are participating in those riots. There are a number of white people that are in groups such as Antifa. Um, yes, these people are communists, but they're also white. Um, and yeah, you have a number of white people engaging in these riots, also setting buildings on fire, pushing over cars, and even twerking to that. This is a cultural problem we have in certain subsets of our own culture. And yeah, whether or not you want to agree with it, America is not just one culture. You probably would be culture shocked to go to New York City. I mean, and if you've been to New York City, I'm sure New York City has a far different culture than the culture you have in your hometown. Just the same as if somebody from Los Angeles was to go to Wyoming, they would notice a massive difference in culture. It's just that the U.S., in and of itself, is a large nation with various geographical differences, various cultural differences that are all American. Somebody in Nebraska is going to have a different experience growing up than, say, somebody in Miami. So, yeah, there is no one American culture. And I guarantee you, you would not want that to be the case. We are too large of a nation for that to be the case. This is why we have, a federal system. I mean, even in our founding, 13 different colonies acted as 13 different countries came together and formed a government with these colonies united, or states united. It's United States. So yeah, you're going to have several different cultures. Now, the multiculturalism you were talking about, okay, importing different cultures from different countries and not expecting them to do any assimilation into the area where they're going to, that's suicidal. I never disagreed with you on that. It's a recipe for disaster. With this being said, you also can't force New York City culture on, say, rural Montana, and you wouldn't expect to force rural Texas culture on, say, Los Angeles. Yes, within the states we have several different cultures. Again, I'll repeat myself on that one. Now, so with that being said, sodomy doesn't affect you directly. Leave it alone, dude. It's not your business. Even on the heroin point, if somebody wants to shoot up heroin in the privacy of their own bedroom, it's none of my business. It's not yours either. If they're hurting anybody, it's themselves. Now you can sit there and say, well, but what about the people who steal to support their drug habit? Okay, well, those people who steal, punish them for the stealing. You know, if they need to steal to support their drug habit, then the stealing is what's the problem. They should be dealt with that way. You know, but if they've got a job and they're a contributing member to society, they're paying their taxes, they're doing their work, they're engaging in free trade. They're doing their part for society. They're doing their part to better society. So, what business is it of yours? Now, you mentioned on the greater aspect of sodomy, the greater aspect of harm it causes to society. What is that greater harm? Please do tell me. Okay. You see, you may believe in Christianity, but the fact of the matter is that, if you want to go be a Christian, you can go be a Christian. Nobody's stopping you. Only thing that's being asked of you to do is to respect the rights of others. Now, as for the John Brown Gun Club, I actually know of these guys. I know they exist, just the same as Redneck Revolt. I'm not afraid of them. Are you? Yeah, I've seen videos of them shooting. I'm not impressed. Actually, I'm pretty sure you can see a post or two up here of me talking about their shooting. I think refer you to the video of what kind of gun owner are you? Yeah, I'm fully confident that those members of the John Brown Gun Club I can outshoot with them having an AR-15 and me having a pistol. That's how crappy I see their marksmanship skills as being. And the thing is I don't think they're going to seek outside help to get any better, because that would mean outside opinions would have some influence on them. And they can't very well have these Nazis. Yeah, I get called a Nazi by these people too, dude. Um, they don't want these Nazis having an influence on their members, because they just might find out that, hey, some of us are not actual Nazis as we've been painted to be. So, yeah. Now, the whole fucking trans kid stuff, I mean, yeah, I'm opposed to that. I've gotten into it with other leftists over that. The thing is that, yeah, I can put that limit there. Hey, when they're a child, Leave them out of that. Once they become an adult and they're of age, they can make an informed decision. It's their life at that point. You know, I don't see how this is hard. Just the same as I'm sure there are a number of things that you do in your life that others may not approve of, but they have no business dictating to you. Others would also appreciate it if you would respect that they are not you either and have their own choices and have their own desires. You know, individualism is the best compromise to have a good running, functioning society. It is the best way we can run the states. And it's our best hope for the future. So I'm going to leave it at that. And yeah, again, you can respond. You got the comment section. We're both busy people, apparently. So it might take a few days for us to get back and forth to each other. That part is true. But I really would hope that you would rethink some of the things that you're thinking because there's a lot you're not seeing, I don't think. And for everyone else, thank y'all for watching. Y'all take it easy out there and have a great day.